Hi everybody, welcome to What's in the Fridge. With finals coming up, I know that we're all going to be too busy to cook. But if you want a break from mac and cheese or ramen, I have a quick simple recipe for you here. Today we're going to be making sage brown pork chops, tortellini tossed in a sage butter, and asparagus. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to begin with our pork chop here. I have a couple of boneless, skinless pork chops, and what you're going to do first is butterfly them. So you take your knife, make sure it's nice and sharp, and just go down the thin way. Cut it all the way through. Just like so. Make sure not to get your fingers in there, that wouldn't be good. And then, to tenderize the meat, you're going to put it down on the board, take a piece of foil, or a saran wrap if you want, lay it over the top, and you're going to pound it down flat. To do this, you can either use a meat hammer, or if you don't have it, back of a knife works fine. So just like so, take a minute or two, and you're going to end up with a nice thin cut of pork like so. Once you've tenderized your pork chops, you're going to want to season them. Right here, I have some black pepper, a little bit of that on there, just like so, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of sage. So put that over the top. It's important, you're going to want to get both sides. And for the sage, you can either use fresh or dried. Right now it's winter, so it's harder to find fresh sage, but in the summer it's really good. So now I have a little bit of butter melting in the pan on about medium-high. So I'm just going to toss them right in there, like so, and get cooking. These will take a couple of minutes, 3-4. They're so thin, they cook up really quickly, so you're going to want to watch that not to overcook them. Now that you have your pork chops cooking, you can start on the tortellini. Right here I have a pot of water boiling, a couple of packages of fresh tortellini here. What you're going to do is toss a little bit of olive oil in the water. That helps keep the tortellini from sticking to each other while they cook, just like so. And toss your tortellini in there. You're going to want to cook them 8 to 12 minutes. The important thing is not to overcook them, because then they get rubbery and they start to fall apart. So just like so, get them cooking, like I said, 8 to 12 minutes. They should be still a little bit firm, because what we're going to do afterwards is fry them up in the pan, so they'll cook a little bit more that way. So just a little bit underdone when you take them out. And there we are. So I've just pulled the tortellini out of the water. It's al dente right now, and I'm going to add it. I have a little bit of butter browning in the pan here. Just going to toss this in here, like so. Got nice sizzling there. Just going to toss it up a little bit. Add a little bit of black pepper, just like so. And also a little bit of sage, kind of match the flavor from the pork chops. And this is the same pan that I cooked the pork chops in, just to give it a little bit of extra pork chop flavor. And so you're going to want to toss this up. The noodles are already cooked, so maybe just a couple minutes just to get the flavors mixed around, and then you should be ready to eat. So we're just finishing up browning our tortellini here. We'll slide to the back burner off the heat. And now we have some asparagus here. I've already snapped the hard ends off. Got a pot of water boiling here, only about 1 inch of water. So that way you put the asparagus in standing up, and you're actually steaming them instead of boiling them. So let's do that. Again, like I said, make sure they're standing up. And they're going to take probably about 6 minutes. You're going to want to check them for doneness. Again, it's another thing that you don't want to be overdone. And with the asparagus cooking, once that's finished, we're going to be ready to plate it up and eat your wonderful meal. So once your asparagus is finished cooking, you're ready to plate it up. Here you have your pork chops, browned in a little bit of sage butter. Your tortellini, browned in that same sage butter. A little bit of Parmesan cheese on top for that extra kick. Got your asparagus, you steamed it for a couple of minutes, tossed a little bit of butter, a little bit of lemon juice, and you're ready to eat. Enjoy.